Do you think the decline in Christian values and adherence to Christian practices has been a problem in this country?
Yes, massive one. When I was growing up in the 50s, every child learnt scripture. Now, even if at the end of it you weren't a believer, what you did have was a very good grasp of the culture which underlies Shakespeare and underlies Milton. You could understand those references, but that's gone. Indeed, when I was an MP on one occasion, I was sitting in the tea room and one of my colleagues complained that his girth was increasing because his wife's cooking was so good. And I said, oh, men's excuses don't change, do they? The woman tempted me and I did eat. He hadn't a clue what I was talking about. He hadn't a clue.
That's remarkable they wouldn't know that reference.
Hadn't a clue.
We did all that. I learned all about Jonah and the whale. And
but
stuff.
I think you have a Jewish background, don't you? So you would know the Old Testament well. But this guy didn't.
So it's a Judeo-Christian, and some of the, I mean, the Jews are such a small minority now that I guess they do tend to learn that stuff. It's interesting because I told you before we came on, I'm an atheist. I feel worried saying it in front of you, but well, that's not what you said beforehand.
Do you think you're the first one I've ever met?
Well, you met Christopher Hitchens, didn't you?
I certainly did.
What was he like off the debating and things?
Before that debate, I had last met him at Oxford when I was a student. He had left. But he came back and we were debating something or other to do with communism. I can't remember what it was, but we were on opposite sides. And on that occasion, my side roundly won. I hadn't seen him since. And of course, on the second occasion, when we were doing the Catholic Church, his side won.
I see. But what does that mean? Because people go in and then they say what side they are. But I would deliberately say I'm the other side so that I can say that, yeah, everyone must do that.
Yeah, well, I don't know about everyone, but some people will, and it can make the difference. And I'm always very dubious. Right from the start, the audience was hostile, so I thought, right, So
why do they do that? Because I'm an atheist, right? But I would like to sit and go, oh, this is really interesting. And you spoke so brilliantly. It's like, oh, let's listen to what Anne has to say.
Well, I can't tell you why they do it, but I refused. It was Intelligence Squared. I refused a couple of subsequent invitations from them on different subjects. I said, no, I just don't like the way it's run.
It seems mad. I would talk to anyone on any side of the political spectrum. What have you got to say? I'm interested. Let's see.
Well, I take the same line.
Do you think that's a Christian value?
I know. I think a Christian value would be to spread the good news, the gospel news. But certainly tolerance is a Christian value.
Yeah, that's interesting. And gosh, do you think woke culture sort of come into that vacuum? It's a really hard thing for me because as an atheist, I sort of grew up with these ideas, well, since I was 14 or 15, I guess, of just like, hey, we don't need that kind of God stuff. And then you look at the places that have adopted atheism, and I don't know, the Stasi atheists, I think the Bolsheviks, all of those. Yes. What a disaster that became.
Yeah, exactly. And I do think we've lost something. I think we're now a pretty vengeful society. Lock them up and throw away the key. Don't treat people who are in for serious crimes. Let them go blind, let them go paralysed. MPs saying that. And it is a very, very unforgiving society, which doesn't appear now to place the emphasis on redemption as we used to.
That's quite a right-wing criticism, isn't it? A criticism of the right.
If you think of Profumo, you know who Profumo was?
I'm going to nod along as though I do.
Right, okay. Well, Profumo was a Conservative minister, war minister, who had an affair with somebody who in turn was having an affair with a Russian spy. And he had to resign and all the rest of it. And he went and worked with a charity called Toynbee Hall in the East End. And he worked in that charity. And he worked there for the rest of his life. And won the respect of absolutely everybody, including the Queen. He sat next to the Queen at a big charity do because what he had done was respected. Now, you wouldn't have a hope of that. You'd have the press all round there with their cameras, saying, how dare you work for this very respected charity? And it's become hideous. It really has. And, recently, Wayne Couzens, he's the man who abducted and murdered Sarah Everard, sustained a spinal injury of some sort and was admitted to hospital to have it treated. And an MP, not just, any old green ink. The MP actually said, it was an appalling waste of money.
That is, you're criticising, I think, the right. That's the right often, isn't it?
No, that was a Labour MP.
Yeah, well, that's right, yeah.
It was a Labour MP.
So I guess it's both sides, isn't it, where they just,
There is right across society at the moment. It's certainly not confined to either or political wing. Right across society at the moment, there is a failure to make allowances, to forgive, to insist on civilised treatment. Gone.
It's very hard because it feels like there's a wired-in human feeling when you see that was he was the police officer who abducted her and killed her.
He killed her.
It's very hard to turn the other cheek.
Oh, I'm not asking people to turn the other cheek, but I am saying that if he needs hospital treatment, then he should get it. We really saying, or just leave him there paralysed. If we won't hang people, if we've decided we're going to lock them up for life instead, then we have a duty of care.
91% watching Heretics clips are not subscribed. Quick favour, hit subscribe. Free, takes 2 seconds, and helps us question everything together.